Hello everyone, it's Shanna. I'm so glad you're here. Now today's card, we're going to be doing our Craft Roulette card. We've got the parameters, which is Project, Fancy Fold, Colors, Aquarium, Element, November, and Random, a 3-item cluster. Now this has to be a fancy fold. So I'm bringing in a 5x7 panel, which I don't normally work with. And I'm just going to score the front panel at 2.5 because normally it's a 5, and I'm just going to score it right in half at 2.5. And I'm just going to make a couple runs on my score buddy so that I can get it nicely scored, and then I'm just going to fold it back. And that's going to be our fancy fold. Doesn't get much simpler than that. So I'm just going to take my little scoring tool and just kind of crease the lines just to make sure it's really good. And now we have a Z fold 5x7 card base ready to go. And so we've met the first parameter of our card. Now I'm going to bring in some pattern paper. As you can see, I've just got kind of a aqua card base, or a teal card base, I guess. And then I've got a polka dot pattern paper that I've cut down to, I just gave myself, I think, 1/4 of an inch on both pieces of paper, just so I have 1/4 of an inch edge there. And I've just got it layered down, and then I brought in some more of that teal paper and used a scallop die. In fact, I used my largest scallop circle die. And then I went to the next size down and just got some more of this hammer mill, which is paper, and made it. So now I've got a teal and a white circle, and that's going to be on the edge of my fancy fold there. Now I also decided to bring in some more of that pattern paper because I had some left, and I just used a stitch circle die for that, and it was just a smaller circle. Now hindsight's 20/20. I didn't need this because of my 3-item cluster. You really don't see this polka dot paper underneath there. So I really probably could have skipped this and saved that paper for something else. But you know what they say, hindsight's 20/20. So I'm just going to kind of figure out where I want to get this laid down on the center of my, and I'm spinning it because it is like an ombre pattern. It's more blue or teal toward the top, and then as you go down it kind of moves into the green, and so I'm just kind of making it match the strip that's on the side of the card. Now here I'm bringing in some Gina K turquoise and I can't think of the names of we've got turquoise C and sea glass. Sorry about that. I'm using, and I'm just kind of blending, and it doesn't really matter what this looks like because I'm going to die cut from it. I took some more of that turquoise paper, as you see right there, and I die cut out some Spellbinders, Birds and the Bee, Black-Eyed Susan is what I'm using there. And then I took the ink blended and I made the top so that I'd have some variation in color, and I'm just laying those on top of it. I've just kind of offset it. And then these white pieces are from the die, and they're just little stars. Normally I will cup the stars and make them kind of stick up, but I was kind of lazy last night, and I just decided I would just randomly glue them all over the center, and I would do them at different levels so that we'd have some dimension on there, and that's what I did. I just quickly did that. Now I've sped this part of it up. The blending and the assembly of all these little stars takes a little bit of time, so I did speed it up so that I wouldn't bore you with the time that it takes to lay all these little pieces down. I also took some of Gina K ink, and I die cut out the leaves that go with this die set, and made them green so that I'd have some leaves. Now I will link the die set in the description box below so that you can check it out. These are really nice Spellbinders dies, and they're very inexpensive. I think they're like $6.99, and you get a lot of bang for your buck with these because they have a lot of dimension, especially if you fluff the leaves up or the petals up on the flowers. So I'm just going to arrange them, and they're going to be my 3-item cluster on, excuse me, on my circle, my circles that I've got there. And I'm bringing in some foam tape that I'm going to layer these up with, and I'm just putting it right in the center on each of these flowers. And I will add some glue later because those just didn't want to stick very well. Not sure where I got the foam tape from, but it's not my favorite. But I need to use it up, so that's what I'm doing. But like I said, I will have to add some glue to it in the end just to get a good stick. I don't want these flowers to fall off when I give this card. So we'll get these laid down. I've had a really busy weekend. Oh my goodness, I've had so many projects. I had a bunch of sweatshirts to make with heat transfer vinyl, and been working on those. And I had to do some work for the church. They have these big block candle holders, and they wanted me to put nativity scenes on them. So I had to do a bunch of those and die cut out some vinyl with nativity scenes and put those on the candles, and a couple of other projects that I need to work on. So it's been a pretty busy weekend, just trying to get everything done, and especially in advance of the holiday. I want to kind of get myself ahead because I'm going to spend a lot of time this week getting ready for Thanksgiving. We are having a big Thanksgiving dinner with a lot of family, and so I've got to prepare a lot of food. So I just need to get things done so that I can move on toward the holiday preparation. I did have fun making this card, and I was real happy with how it turned out. Sometimes I'm not as happy with some of my cards, and this one I was pleased with. I thought it was something that could very well be given out. So I'm really pleased with it. So just taking my time figuring out where to put my leaves and get them glued down, and then I'm going to get it laid down on my card base. And I just think it looks really pretty. Just kind of keeping the same color scheme in there. And some of the hesitation in the video, I'm actually watching Craft Roulette as I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing a voiceover, because I was watching the show and just enjoying it as I was kind of making the card. But I think it turned out really cute. So here's the piece of paper that I did the ink blending on, where I die cut the flowers and the leaves out. And I've decided I've got some good white space there with that blue blending. And I think it'd be fun to lay a greeting on there and have part of it in white and then part of it in blue. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get it lined up to where I can lay a couple stamps. I'm going to use actually 2 different stamp sets. One of them's from scrapbook.com, and the other one I think is from Pixi Dust. I'm using from the Pixi Dust stamp set. I'll link those in the description box as well, so you can check it out. Now I'm just positioning it to where my happy will be mostly in the white, and then my Friendsgiving will be in the blue, and I think it'll look really nice with my card. So I get it exactly where I want it, and then I mess it up. So here we go. I fumble around, and you can see I've got an ink line exactly where I wanted it. So, mistakes happen, but we can overcome. I felt like I had enough room to just move that over and just reposition and then get it stamped down. And it all did work out in the end, except for the fumble fingers. So just being careful to line it up. Make sure I got enough room to kind of fussy cut around it to where I don't have that blue line in it. And this is going to be a Friendsgiving card, and that is where I meet the element of November. Friendsgiving is usually the weekend before Thanksgiving, and so this was perfect timing for that. and that helps me to meet the element of November for my card. So I'm just going to stamp this down. Trying to be careful. Sometimes on these finer sentiments you want to just very lightly push so you don't smush the ink down too hard. Now the happy's bigger and it's taking a little bit more pressure. And so I think I even inked this up twice because I wasn't satisfied that it was... The Friendsgiving inked beautifully. It was the happy part that did not ink quite as well. Now, I did some additional things after I finished the video because I got to looking at the card. I was sitting here looking, and what I did was I took my white jelly roll pen and I just put some, I kind of highlighted the impressions on the flower leaves with the white, and I also took the white pen and I put stitching all the way around the teal paper on the front flap and on the back flap, and added a nice little stitching to it. And I thought that was fun. I'd never done that before, where you just stitched all around your card with a jelly pen, a white jelly roll pen. But it turned out really nice, and you can actually see it, I think, in the picture that I show. So I've got that stamped out. I'm just going to fussy cut it, and then I'll just lay it down there in the bottom corner, and I've got my Happy Friendsgiving card. And I feel like it's just all very well color coordinated. The green leaves are a little bit brighter than the green that's on my card, but they do blend nicely. So I was real happy with that. So I've got that laid down, and that pretty much takes care of all the parameters for my Craft Roulette card. I'm just pulling in my little tag that I stamped and wrote my parameters down, and just going through it, making sure I've got everything covered, and I think I do. And that finishes off our card. So I hope you like my card. If you do, consider giving me a thumbs up and perhaps even subscribing to my channel.